Hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. This is going to be kind of new. Well, this is new. I've never, ever done this journey. And I thought of it and I went, what are you crazy? That you can't journey there. What's that going to be? And I go, okay, yeah, maybe I won't. Maybe I'll do something different. And then I opened up one of my books, and this is a great book for anybody that can. So it's Awakening to the Spirit World as it fades in and out of normal reality, and it's by Sandra Ingerman and Hank Wesselman, the late great Hank Wesselman. It's a really powerful book, The Shamanic Path to Direct Revelation. And it's really powerful. It's got a lot of great journeys in it that you can do. And so I'm looking through that book, trying to open up my awareness. And what did I open it up to? Journey to words. And I went, I guess that's where we're going. We're going to journey to a dictionary, guess. And then this morning, I heard when I do my meditation of the four directions, which I'll talk about in a little bit, I heard that we need to go sit with our master teachers, our power animals, our guides, somebody, and just go sit on the front porch, not really grab any information, not ask for anything, just have a little chat, Hey, what's up, dude or dudess? Or all right, let's get on with this, because when I pulled out my notes, I went, oh my gosh, there's 4 journeys here. And I wanted to just bring this awareness. A lot of time, in the olden days, we would, the shamanic practitioner would journey to the power animal, to the helping spirit, as we have been doing in this class. But that's not necessarily true we don't have to do that. We can just step out of ordinary reality to non-ordinary reality, just step into that place and allow our helping spirits and our guides to come to us. So there's no right way, there's no wrong way. The only thing that I would say is wrong is to stay out there and not to come back. And maybe that's not so wrong. I don't know. But also to make sure that you go in with protections and you do it for positive reasons. So we're gonna do a little of that today. What? I'm gonna try to stop saying so much. I want to talk about the power of words and why we are doing these journeys. For me, I mean, there's many reasons why to do this, just to get out of the 3D anxiety, the heaviness of what is. And if we create worlds, we're creating this. So what we are creating here, just to step out of that and to be in a place where we have no ego, where we have no judgments, and we get to float in that environment. And that is so healing for me. But also, I want to look at the power of our words. I think I said that before. why we are doing this is so that we can create the world that we want to live in. And it doesn't happen overnight, but it does happen more and more and more. I was talking to this business coach, and he was saying the same thing about our political system in a way. And he mentioned that so much energy is going towards blah, 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 that it's affecting blah, blah, blah. And I went, interesting. And I'm not getting into the politics of it, but okay. So we want to create this space that is safe, helpful, healing, and we want to create that world. At least that's what I want to do. But what we say has huge implications on who we are and what we create. And a lot of times the words that we use are not our words, but they're our parents' words, our grandparents' words. And we just get stuck in these words. So I want to look at the words that we find ourselves commonly using. I'm going to have to look at not that would be that might be a better word, but anyway, I changed it up. There's certain people that have worked with this. Dr. Emoto has experimented exposing water samples to different thoughts, words, music, and then freezing them to observe the resulting ice crystals under a microscope. Veda Austin has experience on the same idea, but focuses on the idea that water can be influenced by consciousness, intention, and external stimuli like sounds and images. So since we are made up of water, it's really important that we use our words correctly with purpose. And we don't need to answer right away if somebody asks a question. When the white man came over to the Americas and the indigenous people would not answer right away, probably because they were thinking of how to respond to these people who don't respect nature, don't respect rocks, they have, well, I don't know, I'm not going to speak for them, but they didn't speak up right away, and the white men said, oh, well, these guys are dumb. They don't know how to talk. That's probably not true. So, So journey one, there's going to be, let me back up. The Navajo people, and I think it's not just tied to the Navajos. I think it could be other indigenous. They have a saying, may you walk in beauty. And it means that one can choose to speak the words that are loving and that will be healing to others, words that create beauty. Also, the true meaning of abracadabra literally translates to, I will create as I speak. And I just forget so often that the words we say and we throw out there are creating an environment that we have to walk through. So, journey one. We're just going to go to a world, whether it's middle world, whether upper, lower, whether it's just stepping out of the 3D into the non-ordinary. And we're going to ask our teacher or our power animal to meet and just sit, like sitting on a front porch maybe. Just relaxed, no real agenda, just sharing some thoughts. Maybe it'll be, what's going on? How we doing? We have this new full moon coming up that is going to be an eclipse full moon that is, we're going to feel this energy for quite a while. And with all these new moons and full moons, and I'm not an astrologer, but I'm always being reminded during these times, what is it that I want? What is it that I want to release? What's no longer serving me? What do I want to embrace? And I think this is a really huge time to do that in this particular, we're getting into the eclipse season of, what we need to let go of. So we're going to go just sit on the front porch with power animal, with our guides, whoever that is. Journey 2, we are going to we're going to go to the middle world if we're not already there, and we're going to request a lesson or a teaching from our power animals and our master teachers on the power of words. So we would like to get a teaching on the power of words. And I'm not sure how this is going to go. So it's going to be experiment. The third journey, this is where I really don't know where this is going. We are going to go visit our personal dictionary. And I'm not sure if this is a place where our akashic records are stored, if we have different worlds that maybe we've already created. I don't know. Words that we use all the time when we're creating those worlds. And when I wrote this down, I have my little cheat sheet. Words and worlds kept getting interchanged. So I would type words and it would come up worlds. It was interesting. So you pay attention to all the synchronicities that happen. And number 4, journey 4. I hope you guys have 4 or 5 hours to do this. Anyway, we're going to travel in time to see and be on the world that we just created with our new words. Lots and lots to do. So we're not going to stay in those 4 worlds for very long. We're just going to get a message, just hang out. If you choose to go back to this, you can do this on your own and just extend the time if you want to sit on the front porch with your guides. That's cool too. So the other thing that I did and maybe I'll talk about this next week, is when I open up sacred space for the morning, I call in the 4 directions. I call in the power animals. There's colors associated with that. I normally don't key into the colors because I'm not that colorful. Kim, and did I see Danielle scooting in here? Hang on. I think I saw her name in there. Did I? Where is she? I don't see her anymore. Okay. Anyway, I thought I saw her. Anyway. People who are artists, Diana sees lots and lots of colors. Yes. So that will help in the opening up of the 4 directions. But what I did this morning was I took the energy of, let's say, the north, the sacred, how to walk with ceremony in the sacred pipe. And I took that energy all around the 4 directions. How do I take the sacred to a new beginning, to the strength of Jaguar in the midday, to the healing? Then I took the new beginning and I walked that all the way around. And it was really powerful. Different way to do it. So, okay. Okay, just to make sure we're on the right track too, I pulled some cards, and one of the cards that struck really well, we are going on this whole new journey. We are in the process of evolution, and this one card just really popped out at me, and it's Mother of the Salt Waters, which I love because that's my Western direction. And it's passion, wild love, open your heart, and let love in. And if I can get this not to blur. And when I look at this, I go, well, there's our galactic family up there. So as we are creating worlds like our galactic family has done in the past, I just thought that there was a lot of healing energy in there. Okay, let us move on. So to reiterate, journey 1, we're just going to step out into the middle world, hang out with our teacher, our power animal. We're going to invite them in right now mentally, and whoever shows up. For me, it was grandfather this morning, and maybe he won't show up again, but he was the one that said, you need to sit and chat with me. I had grandmother, she grabbed me by the hand and stuck my hand in dirt. I'm like, thank you so much. So just be aware, it could be a power animal, it could be a helping spirit. And then journey 2, we're gonna, if you're not there already, travel to the middle world and request a lesson from our power animals and or our master teachers about the power of words. And then we're gonna go, I think it's wherever we're gonna go to our Akashic records for our dictionary of words, and then what did we create with our words? Any questions on that? Does that all make sense? I hope it said too much by me. Yeah, I hope. Hey, Danielle is there, but I don't see her. She's hiding. Cool. Okay. Yeah. Okay, and as always, I mean, we're opening up things up here, and this is a really super safe space. So feel free to share anything that you got with this. Make sure you write down some notes. I think that will be important later on. But if you don't want to share anything, that's fine too, because this is for us to get direct revelation from our guides and angels, not so much from other people, not so much from YouTube psychics and all that good stuff. Okay, let's go ahead and quickly and powerfully open sacred space, and you can turn off your videos or close your eyes, however we do this. And we just take a couple of deep breaths. Listen to the rattle. We call in the winds of the 4 directions: the north, the south, the east, the west. We thank Mother Earth and Father Sky. We bring our master teachers. We invite them to step close. We ask our power animals to step close. The healing waters. And we ask the East to bring us eagle so we can see above. Observe, not absorb. And we ask that this journey be of the highest good. And our sacred space is now open. And as we take a couple of deep breaths in our chairs, and I invite you to slowly rise using your imagination. With every breath, we feel a lightness, a brightness, and we rise out of our 3D worlds into the non-ordinary. And we walk out our doors through a mist, cleansing mist, a mist that takes away the ego, removes the judgment. And we find ourselves in the familiar cloakroom where we can actually take off our 3D suit. We have many layers, so it's important to remove them gently. And we find a robe where we can go meet our dictionary, the words we use, the words we create. What does this robe look like? What does it feel like? Does it have a sound to it? And we slip this robe on and we walk out into a beautiful path in nature. And we pay attention to how we travel on this path. We pay attention to the hidden folk on either side of us, underneath us, above us. Our awareness opens up, heightened, curious. And we walk down this path and we see an opening that is so familiar. It's our sacred space, the place where we go to meet and talk and meditate with our guides, with our angels. And in this sacred space, we see a place that we always go to. Is it a bench? A place to sit? A place to lay down? And in our sacred space, our power animal or master teacher or angel is waiting for us. Not for any message, not for any important thing. We've invited them to be here just for a chat, just to enjoy the time, to enjoy the company. So often we are asking big questions. This time, we just want to be in the presence. We want to sit in the power. let's stay here for a little bit before we continue on. Pay attention to what we are experiencing sitting in the power. What are the images? What are the sounds? What are the smells? We want to thank our guides and teachers as we get up from this sacred space to continue our journey. Invite them to come along. Let's journey through a portal in the middle world. Imagine maybe it's a tree knot or a cave. And ask our helping spirits and our power animals to join us, and ask specifically for our trickster power animal to show up. For me, it would be the coyote. Some would be the raven. Other cultures, fox or brer rabbit. And the intention is not to trick us, but to show us the energy in the words that we use, and how that tricks our creation web. Maybe we use these words in frustration and anger, not really knowing the power. Let's find a tree that has a portal in the middle world, or a cave. And imagine walking through that portal, and we journey to meet our daily words we use. I'll be quiet while we enter that world. What are some of the trickster words? Like try, like not good enough. How does that vibrate on the web that we create? Play with different words. Maybe we think we are using a powerful, positive word. Put that on the web and see how it vibrates. Maybe the word is, or the phrase is, I know. Positive. How does that vibrate? Does that have trickster energy? We're just asking questions. Throw a curse word on the web that we create. What does that do to the web? Gently, we want to say goodbye to this middle world. And we come out of the portal we entered. And we find ourselves back on the path. And in this path, we find a place where we can go to the upper world. Maybe it's climbing up a tree. Maybe it's using the eagle wind to carry us high. Climbing up smoke, as shamans did in the past. And we want to go up to the upper world, and we want to travel to the Akashic dictionary. We go up, and we go to this dictionary to intentionally create something with our vast library of words. In my mind's eye, I see one of those huge old dictionaries. Lifetimes. The words that we used intentionally over lifetimes, and not in frustration, not in anger, but in creation. And if we see our trickster animal with us, ask them to bring in the positive and the fun side, the joy, not the burden. Let's create something new with this Akashic dictionary of ours. Maybe it's a new relationship. Maybe it's a new home or new energy in the home. Or go big. Create a new world. I will drum for a while you create. And if we get lost in the upper world, repeat the intention to create something with our vast Akashic library of words. And if a word does not feel like the right vibration on this web that we are creating, we have the ability to remove it, to simply change it, replace it. And before we leave, this akaskic dictionary upper world where we are in. Let's intentionally lay down some compassion, some peace, some healing energies for the 3D world that we will go back to. Add some words to that you want to see on this existence of time. And as we become a little more aware of where we are in the Akashic time frame, we decide to travel higher in the upper world. We call on eagle. We call on the tree. We call on smoke to travel higher and higher above this Journey 3 Akashic world that we built, that we created. And from a higher vantage point, we look down and observe what we just created. Just observe. We don't absorb. We look at the changes that happen without us. The creation that we started that evolves. Let's just observe for a while. Use your imagination. Let it be free. Look at all the hidden things that you created. Gently come back from the upper world with the help of eagle. Climb down the smoke or climb down the tree to the middle world. And we come out of the middle world through the tree knot or the cave, back on the path in this beautiful place in nature. we pass our sacred space, we could stop there if we choose. Hang out with our master teacher. Ask him how we did. A student of creation, we are far more powerful and advanced than we may think in this 3D reality that we're going to go back to as we go back to the path into the cloakroom, where we take off our travel robe of words, find our egos, our 3D suits. They're clean and bright, light. We slip them on. We slip through the mist back into our chairs. We feel ourselves in our chairs, slowly coming back. Slowly wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. We take a deep breath. And ever so slowly and gently, when you're ready, open your eyes.
I'll start the ball rolling. So first we're sitting on the porch, and it took me right back to being the 4-year-old, going on 5, right around my 5th birthday, when I saw my first alien. And it was a mantis with a body of a lubber, grasshopper, the blue one with the yellow stripes, but it was taller than me as I was seated, right? And I looked again, and this grin and tilt of the head, and I stood up, and it was still taller than me. So I went to go get my mom. Big mistake. You're dreaming. How would you do? Fall asleep on the porch? But in all of that, I went back out. He was there again. And that's when Tonquish came in, who is my chief, who's been with me as long, and Merlin. And Merlin is always in blue for me. And so that's how I started. The next journey I started, it was rephrasing things that I say about my kids, because they have planets that overlap my planets. So it was rephrasing that to autograph the book with. And then the next one was, I don't know what tribe it was, but it was definitely Native American, and they were dancing around a funeral. I mean, a fire. So if you think about the movie Dances with Wolves, that scene where he's dancing with everybody, and then he goes home and keeps doing it with his own. It was like that. There was one guy with a stick, and everybody else had rattles, and we're going to town. Then finally, it was stars, like 5-pointed stars with twig circle around it. So it was all made out of twigs, and then Merkabahs started to show up. It was all these sacred geometry shapes that the circles around them became plasma and oiled the gears as they started meshing together like cogs in a finely tuned clock work, So that's where I ended up, but I also felt like that part of the journey had me in the Akashic Library. because when I get messages from there, it's on one of those old-fashioned carousels from the dry cleaner,
Yeah.
but it's all meshed together with these kind of shapes and cogs. So
Can I offer you a suggestion? You need to work on your intuition a little bit more and your imagination. It's limited. It's your
okay,
imagination's, open up.
okay, I will.
That was awesome.
Thank you.
And just to say that, I mean, I didn't get hardly any of that stuff. But we're all on different paths with this. And so don't compare. I don't want to compare my journey to Diana's, because it won't happen. I mean, I'll get lost and I'll get little, and that's not. That was one of the things that I got when I went into the word library, and there were certain words that I said that just made me blossom, and then I said, well, what about the negative words I say? And I shrunk to like this big. And I went, maybe even smaller. So it's not a comparison at all, is what I'm saying. Okay.
No, and back to the mantis for a minute, because I've always called him Larry, but I don't get to see them. They're a creature of stillness. They just sit and wait for opportunity. So during the summer, yeah, they're plentiful and they show up around me, but never like they were that first time. And during this time of the year going forward, another creature shows up who's also a creature of stillness, which is the opossum. So I've always called them both Larry now.
Yeah. Creatures of stillness. That's powerful these days right now too. Love that.
Yeah.
Hey, Alice.
Okay, I had to raise my hand because again, Diana, oh my God.
Did she steal your?
Yeah, we were together. Okay, so the first one I got was the Milky Way. I went right into the Milky Way. But then I saw I was in a ceremonial fires dance. And then came the eagle that was dancing around the fire. I know, right? And then was the bear dancer that was also dancing. But then on the second one, the owl was watching. So again, the owl represents like the Akashic records, knowledge. Okay. And then let's see where else. The ceremonial dance was first I just saw myself, but then before I saw all of us around the circle in the middle of the fire dance. And again, I was also told to look at the stars again, reach for the stars. And there it goes again, came the Milky Way, but then there was more stars. And so again, Diana, there goes the fire dance.
And this is when I sketched the first three dancers, I thought, oh, these are the Corn sisters. This is Alice. I'm talking to Alice.
Yeah.
And then I only sketched 4 of them total, but that
again with the fire dance, there was also the maidens. So again, there were the corn.
Okay.
Yes, because as the eagle dancer was dancing, then the bear dancer was dancing. Then came the maidens with their shawls, and they were dancing around the fire. So again, you just blow my mind when you start. As you were talking, you were blowing me away.
We have to do a show together.
Diane, you're totally awesome.
Sorry, so is everybody here. Oh my God, I'm crying. Tears of joy, girls and boys. Tears of joy.
So the thing too, this is the corn moon.
Oh, right.
Right. So some say it's the harvest moon, but it's the corn moon, because the harvest moon is going to be in October.
What, right? And you know, if we were in England or Scotland, it would be the barley moon. But it's the same thing. There's what's harvesting and the way it grows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Yay, yay, yay. Thank you. Anybody else want to share? Good. No. Dolly, these little hand claps, they're weird because they start, Zoom now has them floating up the screen. I don't know if you see that on your screen. They float up on mine.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, so journey 1, I sat down on a park bench. A hawk came and landed on the park bench next to me and said, "Say less to be understood more." And then flew
Say that
away.
again.
Say less to be understood more, and then flew away. And I know exactly what that means. Then I went to the middle world, and I sat there and just asked for a teaching on the power of words. And my grandmother showed up and threw a script at me, or threw a packet of paper at me. And when I picked it up and I looked at it, it was the script for Star Wars. And I knew what that meant too, because Star Wars has had such an incredibly profound impact on my spirituality. Like, it really set my course. So I thought that was pretty cool, you know, and that, to me, that like just showed like how our words can influence, whether it be good or bad, you know. And so I was like, yeah, that's really cool. Thanks, Grandma. And then I went to go visit my personal dictionary, and I didn't know what that was going to end up looking like. But I walked up to a temple. I mean, it looked like a temple, and I walked inside, and the whole entire inside of the temple was covered in curse words, like all different kinds of swear words all over the place. And I realized that it's another teaching for me about how cursing can be like magic. It can be like a magical act, you know, that can not only do harm to other people, but can mirror that harm back to us. So I was like, okay, yeah, I guess I do, you know, drop the F-bomb probably a little bit more than I need to, and get angry. It's hard not to get angry in our current political situation, at least for me. Okay,
Yeah.
I try very hard to be compassionate. I try very hard to try to understand other perspectives, and sometimes that F word is the only thing that works. But I'm going to try to keep that in check. And then the last journey, where we traveled forward, I saw 2 worlds. I saw 2 planets identical. They both were Earth. One was very filled with love and light and harmony, reason, you know, all the things that I would love to see the Earth become. And the other one was filled with chaos and rage and hate and discord. And I realized that well, then the turtle came forward. A turtle came forward and basically said, you know, you have both of these worlds in you. It's your choice. And the word choice has been coming up a lot for me. And so I'm like, okay, I got to pay attention to that. I do create these worlds. This is my creation, and I am responsible for that. And that's important. So, all right, that was it. I'll shut up now. Thank you.
Grandmother's going, less. No, that was beautiful. Yeah. That was beautiful. Oh my gosh, you know, yeah. Thank you. That gave a lot of information. Anybody else? Okay. Should I stay in silence for another? Okay. Constance.
I just want to compliment Alice on her choice of shirt for today.
What is the shirt?
It says, "Speak words of wisdom."
Oh,
Good choice.
good choice. Good choice. Yeah. Speak words of wisdoms. Create worlds of wisdom. Awesome. Okay. Well, thank you. This was cool. This worked out kind of, better than I thought, but I don't know why I would think it wouldn't, because you guys are unbelievable. If it's okay with you guys, I'm going to leave the comments in on this one, unless anybody does not want the comments in the recording. Then let me know, and you can email me or whatever. It'll take a day or two before it gets up. And it'll take away all the pictures like I do. But yeah, this was really powerful. So thank you guys. Thank you for this circle. I love the image of the fire dancers. I love that you both got that. That was so good. So good. Yeah. Okay. All right. Again, thank you, everybody. Have a great weekend. Okay. Big love to y'all. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Danny. Thank you, Danny.
Hope you get your voice back.
Thank you, Danny.
Thank you, Danny.
All right. No, thank you all. Thank you. Bye.